Good morning. This is Vance out of Seattle, Washington. Looks like I've got sound this morning, hopefully. Welcome to my live Forex trading show. I do these shows Monday through Thursday, and my goal is to provide insight into logic and execution that will enable you to reach your goals a little faster. To see more about what I'm talking about on the show, be sure when you actually, let me bring it up here. When you go to click on the show, like right here, and you click play, you'll notice that it says right here, look at my mouse, be part of the conversation. Click on that, and then you'll be able to see links. So you can go to forexartofwar.com, and on the top right side, let me show you that. On top right side of the page, you can get 8 things if you're coming from Google or YouTube. You guys are looking for that. And also The First Battle, another book, and that's part one of a 3-part series. So that's pretty good. If you want to sign up and follow me on Twitter, what'll happen is a few minutes before I do a show, which is never at exactly the same time, you'll get a notice about when it's starting and what I'm going to be talking about. So that's right there. I encourage you to do that, and you can also set it so you get a SMS message on your phone. All right, so let's get started this morning. Before I begin, I want to stress that what I do on this show is for your educational purposes only. I give some pretty accurate stuff. If you've been following for a while, you know that. But it's not enough to know which way price is likely to go. You also have to be able to manage your risk well, and you have to be able to execute well. So keep that in mind. On the big bank trades, I noticed that most of them are managing their trades right now. They've been moving stops and limit orders. Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, and Credit Suisse are still short in their Euro USD sell positions. And to give you an idea, overall in Forex trading, Morgan Stanley has 7 open positions, JP Morgan has 5, and Credit Suisse has 6. Danske has 4 open positions. That's the Danish bank. Citi is still sitting on 1 open position, which is up quite a bit on a sell on the euro dollar. So that gives you a little idea about what they're doing. Overall, it looks to me like they're all in risk management mode. I'm not saying they're seeing things as, like alarmed about the risk. They're just managing the risk and, not totally sure about what we're going to see in the next few days. And as always, when I talk about the banks, keep in mind that this information I'm providing about the bank trades cannot be confirmed with any accuracy. Okay? So take that with a grain of salt. I believe it's real, but I cannot confirm it. This brings me to fundamentals again this week. Last night here, as far as our time last night here in the U.S., Stevens at the RBA Bank in Australia kept rates on hold. So that was as expected. But the Australian dollar did get some positive data, which gave it a little bit of a lift. So that's a little news out of Australia if you're paying attention to the Australian dollar pair. We still have a relevant schedule ahead this week. We have ADP non-farm employment Wednesday at 8:15, so it's tomorrow at 8:15 a.m. Thursday is a big day with central bank data coming out of the UK and the Eurozone all in the same day. Then we have the potential crescendo on Friday with the official employment numbers at 8:30 a.m. Eastern out of the U.S. So to me, if I'm in my boat on the ocean, all of these little things that I just talked about, these are like big waves that I see on the horizon. So we'll need to think about how to navigate those. Now, in terms of price and medium-term trade, and specifically, pay attention carefully to what I'm saying. Right now, we have a vision. Let's say it's 6 to 18 months out. Now, that vision is subject to change based upon development. So we have a vision, and we're acting on that vision, which is stronger dollar, weaker euro, and that vision can be foreseen out about 18 months. Now, that said, let me repeat, that vision could change on Thursday, right? It changes once in a while. You know, like for example, a few weeks ago, the Fed walked back their interest rate talk. Well, last week they changed that. They walked it back the other way, and you know they were hawkish. So that vision is subject to change, but still, so it doesn't say that that is the way it will unfold over 18-month period. What it tells us is that's what we're acting on. That's the future that we're acting on. And so I want to be clear about that. So nothing has changed yet for the outlook on the Euro USD. Still very bullish US dollar, bearish Euro. This could change on Thursday, but for now the story's the same. And I think this is why traders and big banks are being a little bit conservative right now. Most have probably, you know, picked a spot where they're going to take a certain amount of profit should this trend decide to go topside again. This morning, coming up in about 25 minutes, we have the, what do we have coming out? We have trade balance coming up at 8:30. That could affect price movement. Later this evening, the Kiwi is going to take center stage with important labor numbers. Okay, so if you want to replay that again, obviously you can just rewind your player. All right, so let's pop. I want to talk first about the pound. Let's pop over on the pound. As you can see right here on the top side, our levels are still holding at 16007. That's the exact number. Actually, let me get. Yeah, that's the exact number. Obviously, the really critical number is 16000. I should have decided if I had enough zeros there. But as you can see this morning, and look at my mouse, there has been considerable buying interest here, right? That's where we're at this morning. There's been a lot more buying interest than selling interest. So that actually catches my eye there. So right now, it's kind of looking like, at the moment, based upon what we're seeing, price might want to make a move out of there. Now on the lower side, you'll notice I have a demand line here. This is these are TD point here, TD point here. These are the two that I think are most relevant, and this is, I think, where you'll see the first battle line. If price comes in, you know, right here, that will be the price where you'll probably run into about 50%. In other words, the buying and selling interest will be at about 50% right in that area. And then you've got this key level here at 59.65, followed by another area where there'll be some buying interest at 59.36. So we just have to wait. Nobody knows what's going to happen right now. And I mean, nobody. If they say they know, you can basically form a judgment about that person. Nobody knows right now. Okay, so key level 16007. Notice that there is some orders sitting up here. You can tell that by the long wick here. There's some orders sitting in here. So so look at this area right here. You want to get through here. To the bottom side, you know, I'll comment later if we see anything. But basically, we want to see it get through 59.65 before we consider anything. All right, so popping over to the euro. Euro is very, very interesting to me. First of all, this long yellow line that represents the former downtrend from about the 1st of October, around there. That's meaningful to me, so that's relevant. It's also consistent with the story. That low was created based upon this story of stronger dollar, weaker euro. This movement here coming up the page was when they changed the story. Maybe the dollar's not doing so great, right? And then when they changed the story back right here, we broke into a new low. Okay, so that's where we're at. Now notice that the fundamental story, I line up the fundamental stories. This stuff here that's happening here, that's a different story, has nothing to do with this movement over here. Okay? So just continue to follow and you'll understand. Okay, so let's go back to the 30-minute. Now, where we're sitting right now, let me zoom in a little bit. Where we're sitting right now, very obvious key level at 125.26. Now, let me see if there's anything that I'd be concerned about. There's probably going to be some selling interest also in this area right here. Now, that's going to be depend. I don't really see anything interrupting the story, as I'm calling it, prior to Thursday. At least I don't see it. I see anything that could disrupt. So this level may not be disrupted. That there may not be a lot of sell orders here if this comes up through here, is what I'm saying. But anyway, this is, you just got to trade your plan. Whatever your plan says, you've got to trade it. And so if this pops through here, 25.26, and I'm talking to our members, if you got a range big enough to get in and out with good risk management, I would go ahead and ignore this barrier for now. All right. Now, zooming in again, on the bottom side, we've got quite a bit of stuff. And I'm actually going to zoom out just a bit. Remember, we've got that daily low. We've got an obvious 125,000 right here. So 12500 right here in this area. We've got the 76.4 level of this last move up. See from here to here, that's right. It's all right in here. So I would say that, there's probably buy orders sitting right in this area, as you can see right here. That's where they were before. They're sitting there. So we need to get through here. I'm going to go ahead and adjust this down just a little bit and say we need to get through. It's only a couple pips, but 12500 basically. Need to stretch through there. Now, so far today, I want to point out again that there's been more buying interest than selling. So right now, unless this moves down in here like this, it's pointing right now for a possible move out of that 125.25 top. Okay, so once again, just want to point out, if you go to, if you click on that link, and let me see, it's right here on the right. You can go to forexartofwar.com and download my free books. You can follow me on Twitter. If anything really significant happens, I will post more analysis also at that same page, forexartofwar.com. Feel free to write to me with any questions at all. If I don't respond in an email or a contact note, I'll cover your question on the next show. So to our members, I'll see you guys at 9:30 a.m. Eastern when most of the guys in Wall Street roll in. We'll get together in our live trading room and trade together. To everyone else, I hope you got at least one idea that helps you with your Forex trading goals this morning. Have a great one. Cheers.